and welcome to RCKicks. On today's show, Gavin is finally going to be finishing his Tamiya Rover Mini Cooper 94 Monte Carlo. Now, he's had this one for over a year, kit number 58163, so I'll be really pleased when he finally gets this one finished. This is an old one from Tamiya and it was released way back on the 5th of October 1995. It's almost, 28 years old now? So, you know, about the same age as me. Tamiya did a great job of recreating this iconic little rally car, and we did see a re-release on the M-05 chassis in 2011, kit number 58483. I know that loads of you are a real big fan of the old Mini, so let's hope that we see another reissue from Tamiya soon. Right, let's get on with it. Hit it, Charlie!
So yes, as Rebecca said, I've been sitting on this one for quite a while. I've got a few like that. I'm sure you have too. So in this video, we're definitely going to be painting up and finishing the body. The M-01, massive thank you to Andy Robinson RC for selling me this one. It's in lovely condition. Never been driven as far as I can tell. The only thing it's missing now is I have a servo that needs to go in it for the mechanical speed controller. Thanks, Charlie. Just reminding me to let you know, please like and subscribe. Anyway, so I've got to find a servo for that, but the body. Now, one thing that I found that's really different is the body is not the same as the later one from the Mini Sport. I think they evolved it. Now, if you look at the original one, which is what I've got here, there's a massive mold line that runs all the way up through the window, across the roof and down the other side. In the later one, they got really clever. Yes, you still have a line across the roof, but I think they moved the join to go down the seam of the car, as you don't have one, and it's much cleaner down the side. So that was a really good upgrade that they did to the Mini one. Another thing that they did, if you look at the vintage one, they actually had it that you screw on the grille, which I actually like. It adds a little bit more detail, but they took that away and they've actually done the grille in the polycarbonate body as well. Does look good though, I must admit. The actual stickers that they gave you when you put them in, it all starts to look pretty decent. So I really like the look of this. Now we're going to do the same colour. We're going to do the red just like box art. So the first thing we've got to do is cut it out, then we're going to give it a good clean, and then we need to mask off the roof, as the roof's a different colour obviously. So let's shut up and get on with it.
Several days later.
Right, so that's the body fully cut out, and I fit the window masks. Now in the original version of this, the actual stickers, the windows are blanked out. So you just peel them off. So when you paint it up, you just spray it red, spray the roof white, and then just put the stickers on. But I like the more modern version, so I picked up some decals. So I'm actually going to mask off the windows. So these window masks are from the later car, but they do fit. The only ones I had to adjust a little bit were the front ones by removing a small amount off the bottom, but the others go in fine. So next what we've got to do is we've got to mask off the roof, and then we can spray in the red. So I just prefer it. I'm not sold on this, but obviously if you're going to go totally box art, that's what you're going to do. But I decided I'll make more work for myself. Anyway, right, let's mask off the roof. So to get that nice edge along there, it's actually easier than you think. What you got to do is turn over the body, get some masking tape, and just go over the top. Then press it in with your finger, then get a scalpel, and then run all the way round, and you'll actually get a lovely line. Because of this indentation here, your finger will push that in nicely. You'll get a reasonably sharp edge, and then when you place your scalpel into that recess, it will stay there and you can go all the way around slowly, and what you'll end up with is a really nice sharp line, which is going to make your paint job look super sharp. Also, to help with that super sharp line and to make sure everything is super crisp, I'm going to put down a few layers of PS55 flat clear to fill in any little gaps before I put down the colour. So I kind of made a few small mistakes. Well, sort of. You see, I ordered the paints to paint this up and they haven't arrived yet. So I've been pushing to get as much masking done so that I can actually paint it. And I've been staring out the window at the postman all day long, and looks like it's coming tomorrow. Anyway, I've got a little bit of PS2, so I was going to dust it over, let it dry, make sure I don't get any bleed throughs and stuff like that, and then polish it up tomorrow so I can get the decals on to finish this video. So I've backed it in PS55, but just as I was doing it, I realised wheel arches. Yeah, this car, the wheel arches are supposed to be black. Luckily, I didn't use PS2 red before realising, so I've masked off the wheel arches because they're supposed to be black, which leads me on to the next problem. I didn't order any black. So, yeah, this is going exactly to plan. Anyway, I've got enough now to do a few dustings. I'll leave it overnight. Then tomorrow I'm going to head off to the local RC shop to pick up some PS Black. Hopefully the other paints are going to arrive with a load of other goodies as well for another video that's coming up. So yeah, don't forget to mask off the arches when you're doing your Mini. I mean, you can do them red, but obviously this kit, they were black, but it wouldn't have been the end of the world, but I'm going to do it as it's supposed to be. Also, I've masked off the headlights as well, because I'm going to leave those clear and put the sticker on the inside like I did on my other one. Just helps make it look a bit more realistic. Nothing like planning stuff out. Anyway, let's do a few dustings of red and we'll cut back, which will be tomorrow for me and blink of an eye for you. Right, we've decided to head off to the local RC shop to pick up some paints. They have it in stock, and being that SC Models have just moved to a new location, I thought we could check out the new shop. So let's head over there and pick up some good stuff. There it is. So 18 minutes away from my house is this SC Models new shop. So I thought pop down, pick up the paints that I kind of forgot, and then we'll have a good nose. And it's looking pretty sharp already, so let's go check it out. Within the next week, so they're staying around. I think it's around like 15. Lots of cool stuff. So you haven't, yeah. So you haven't missed it. Right, the paints we need. So yes, we're going to go for one of those, and one of those. Got lots of paints, and yes, they have got airbrush stuff, so I'll be able to pick up a few of those as well. So at the moment we've got tools all down here at this end, and we've got tyres. They're just getting everything going. Imagine they've moved in the last week, so it's going to take them a while to get everything looking ship shape, but I think they've done a good job so far. Then we've got tyres. Masking tape, going to need some of that as well. So I'll pick up a bit of that. Oh, look at all the good stuff. Loads of TT02s. If that's one I'd be interested in. That's the new chassis, the M-01. You can do that in multiple different formats as well. What have we got here? Loads of construction. I was given one of those, Phil from Tamiya RC. He sent me one of those. One of those. That's interested me quite a lot. Did a few of those on the show. There we go. That's a good truck. The Zorro. And then the older one, the brushed one, which had the different chassis on it. That's more like the old school, but a lot of people really like that one. Got a load of Traxxas TRX4s. Great chassis, a little bit expensive, but amazing. Got a couple of Outbacks. These are fantastic. I did a review on this one recently. It was really good. Oh, we've got a couple of Pro Cats in. Ford Bronco. What have we got down here? Did the Alpine recently. Recently. The A110 Fat Fox. The most difficult body painted ever. Unimog that I did on the show. There's a video on that. Vantage 2.0 been on the show. X-Max. I must get my X-Max out again, give it a bit of a run. Now these interest me a lot. The Kyosho's. I must admit, that's the one. So tempted to get one of those. That's the Nissan Skyline 200 2000 GT. That is gorgeous. Very tempted. Mini Z's, not really my thing. My God, look at all this. Oh, look at this lot. Oh, here's the Kyosho Mad Van. Some of the Ultimate Series. Dirt Master, been on the show. I overdid it and changed all the chassis to the carbon composite, which was pointless. But there's a video on that as well. These are gorgeous though. I do like those, I must admit. Then we got some Boost Vortexes. Great way to get into Basher, and then you can upgrade it down the line. One of my favourites. Unfortunately I sold it. That out of the box is absolutely epic. That is a really nice, I'll see that one. Creighton's Senton. Definitely going to do a Senton on the show, because a lot of people have asked me to do the comparison between that and the Zorros and the Traxxas. All their models. Here's all their bodies. Oh look, they got a few cars up here. What have we got? We've got Frog, Mercedes, Hornet, Escort, done in the SUV, Brat. So there you go, like most of the time you go to an RC shop to pick up 1 tin of black paint and you come back with 75 quid's worth. So what did I end up spending my money on? Well, yes, I did get my black paint that I needed for the arches that I forgot to order, but I also picked up some red as well, even though I've got some coming, and you can never have enough white, so I picked up some white. They did have a lot of paints, so I also splashed out and picked up a white and a black for my airbrushing down the line, because I wanted to get some standard ones, and you can always use white and black as the ones I've got a pole. Then I also picked up some masking tape because I burned through that like crazy, and double-sided tape. I always go through tons of that, not just for doing ESCs, but I use it to put my camera attached to cars and all kinds of stuff, so I burn through that all the time. But then I saw a nice fan to put into my RC10 B6.4, so I got that as well. Then I thought I'd pick up another sensor wire for the ESC that's coming, and then I picked up a very expensive cable tie for the 3 cables that go to the brushless motor. I do have these in my Cougar, so I bought that as well. So yes, I spent a little bit more than I should have. Anyway, let's crack on and get the red paint done. Hope you enjoyed that. Bit of a deviation for this video, but I thought, hey, I've got to pop down there anyway, and it'd be lovely to see what's going on with their new store. Right, let's paint up the body red. Fingers crossed it goes to plan. So that's 3 layers of PS2. Yeah, PS2 red done. Went okay, no issues around the roof, which is the main one. What have we got to do next? We've got to take off the roof, blow that in white, also back the red in white, so we'll probably end up using the whole tin. Lucky I've got another tin of that coming because I've run out. After that, we've got to back it in black, and then we've got to do the windows. If I could just ask you to take 2 seconds, if you've watched the videos and you've watched a few and you enjoy it, to hit that subscribe button. 58.6% of you that watch the channel aren't even subscribed. It costs you absolutely nothing, and being that we're such a small RC channel, every new subscriber really helps the algorithm find our content and push it out to more RC fans like you. So there we go, the white is on, and then I forgot I need to back the white, otherwise if I put black straight over the white, it's going to be an issue for the roof. So I've also backed it in silver. Next we've got to do it in black, and I've got to take off the masking around the wheel arches and then blow the whole thing in black. Then we're finally on the home straight. Just got to take the windows out and then smoke the windows. And then I finally finished painting it. On some other good news, look what's just turned up from Rochester RC. Yes, we've got a racing 7.5 ton motor and a top of the range XR10 Pro Hobby Wing ESC to go in my B6.4. So let's take off all the arches and then we can finally blow it all in black.
Several days later.
So I finished the painting. Do you want to see it? Check this out. Super happy with it. It's came out lovely and sharp. No issues at all the way around. Isn't it beautiful? Really, really happy with it. Next, we got to cut all the decals out and get them on. Now, I did realise that the decals that I've got, I peeled one of these off. These are all pre-cut, by the way, and they're semi-translucent. So I think these are from the re-release. These are not the original one, because the original one, they were just black. I realised that before I actually did the windows, but I decided I'd stick with what I do normally, and I just smoked the windows, and it looks super sharp. Don't have to do anything with this. I can just put the decals straight on it. I don't have to put any lining. I didn't even have to put stuff around the window if I didn't want to, but we'll do that anyway. Then we've got to fit the grille, and then we can pretty much call this one done. And that's good, because I've got quite a few more to get done. So I'm looking behind you, and there's quite a few unfinished projects that need to get done. Hopefully I'm going to make a bit of a dent in these because there's quite a few. Right, let's crack on and get this one finished. So there you go, after many hours, I finally finished it. And I also got it fully working as well. I put the extra servo in it, and then I had to mess around with the old electronics, and eventually I found a couple of crystals that would work, and it all came to life. So obviously I'm not going to drive it because I don't trust it at all, but I managed to get it fully working. So I fitted the extra missing servo that I had, and the body's all finished as well. So it is totally complete. I've even put in a vintage battery in it. I'm actually just running it off that at the moment, but there is a vintage battery in it as well. So it's fully functioning, fully working. The body is gorgeous. I absolutely loved it. Now, it wasn't easy. It's taken quite a long time. A lot of messing around with the windows to get them how I like them. And the decals just take quite a bit of time, as well as painting it up and getting the arches looking super sharp. So it's a labour of love, but one I've absolutely adored. I must admit, it's one of the nicest kind of bodies that I've done in a long time. It's really satisfying, but a little bit tricky. But getting all the decals, as you're putting the decals on, it all kind of comes to life. And then you've got so many extra bits like the bumpers, the spotlights on the front, and it's beautiful. Super chuffed. It's taken quite a while, but I'm really happy to tick this one off and add this one to the collection. Now, I know what you're going to say. Why can't you drive it? Let's see some running footage. I just don't trust the electronics in it. It's all vintage, it's all period correct and everything, and I just couldn't face driving it and smashing it up. It would take one hit to the front and that would destroy it. So I'm ever so sorry, but it's one that was always going to go into the collection as a shelf queen, but I wanted it totally complete. I must admit, between the two, I really like this one. The M-01 is a very old chassis, and getting all the decals and getting the right body and everything, it's not an easy one to find these days, especially with the experience of actually building it with Tamiya decals and the Tamiya body, not aftermarket. Really chuffed. The only thing I've got left to do now is I put the correct wheels back on the M-05 Mini, but I love these chrome wheels, so I'll pick up some of those to put on this Mini, because I had them on this originally when I did this one first. So it's really chuffed. Stay tuned, we've got loads more coming. The next one is I've got to get it on the B6.4 again. We're going to upgrade all the electronics for the next time I go racing, and then we'll go back to finishing off another project. See you on the next one. Bye bye.